Hey, what's up? Thanks for reaching out yesterday. From the Hacker News post, your email is very nice, and so just want to say thank you for spending the time. So very quickly, I'm just going to jump right into it. I've been dealing with ADD for a while now, and especially with the work from home situation, things have been pretty hard actually for me to be productive. There's just things going on around me where I just can't focus. I'm probably in the other camp of uh, work from home. I do need to kind of have a private room to kind of be able to be productive. Otherwise, I'm going to be looking at my phone, looking at my bed, looking at, the TV, whatever, even the TV's off, I'm just going to be thinking about things all around me. And so, I've actually tried a bunch of techniques to get myself a little bit more productive. It's been a struggle. Obviously, the different techniques I've tried, different things, some things work, some things don't work. But from the ones that did work, I've distilled them down, and so these techniques have worked for me personally, and I wanted to share with you. So I'm gonna just show you what I've built, and so I'm gonna run that real quick. And largely the technique that I've used is based off this other Hack News post that I saw alongside some of the books that I've read, and I've actually spoken with some doctor friends that I've had, and they are pretty much are in line with a combination of their techniques. And so, firstly, the Hacker News post, there's this blinking LED thought where they say, having a little blinker on the side of your screen or like a physical blinker, it's supposed to help you in terms of like keeping in tune, and as it blinks, it's supposed to match your heart rate and it's supposed to actually get you in the zone, where it becomes unnoticeable, and you just kind of naturally go into this flow state. It's kind of like similar idea to like listen to lo-fi beats or something like that. It's supposed to help get you into rhythm with being more focused and in this kind of like a tunnel vision sort of thing where everything around you kind of just blurs out and the thing that's in front of you is in focus. And so I've kind of built a tool kind of surrounding that thought, but also, reading about Cal Newport's book called Deep Work, where in the book he describes, you need to have focused time without distraction, and such that you can do your best work, because interrupted work is like the low quality work that where you really can't get anything done, and it's like really on the surface level. It's really when you're kind of in this flow state, like imagine like you're writing an essay. You have these writer blocks and such. That's because a lot of things are going on. You're kind of scatterbrained, but once you're in this flow state, these paragraphs just kind of just come out naturally when you're writing an essay. So I'm going to show you really quickly what I've built. And so I'm going to press a couple hotkeys on my keyboard just to kind of show you. And so I just pressed it right now. First things first, you will put away your distractions, okay? Just kind of like a little alert modal just to show you, to remind you that, put away your phone, put on Do Not Disturb, turn off your notifications and such. I'm going to change the messaging a little bit. I'm going to make the prompt a little bit nicer too. Even have some parameters that you can tweak such that, the programs work a little bit differently based on these parameters. You can even adjust time for it. So right now, I'm going to press OK. You're going to see very quickly there's two things to notice. On the bottom right corner, you have a timer here, just counting down for 45 minutes. That's what I was talking about with the parameters. The 45 minutes typically is a good amount of work time to kind of get into a flow state. But also additionally, I want to be able to have it variable. Let's say you want to work 2 hours or something. The idea is that you don't want to work in 2 hour block. You might want to work for an hour, take like 5-10 minute break, and then work another hour, take another 5-10 minute break, etc. The next thing you'll notice, the more important thing, is this blinking yellow border. And so if you could put this on full screen right now, this demo video, you'll notice, it's kind of just as a proof of concept, just to show you what I'm talking about here. Put it on full screen, you'll notice, this blinker in action. And this blinker, while looking at it, for the first time, it gets pretty annoying, right? And that's by design. But, once you're looking at text, let's say, let me just pull up some Like let's say you're studying something. Let me pull up some text. Let me put it on full screen. You'll notice, let's say you just read like the first paragraph or something. Very quickly you'll notice that the yellow border blinking becomes unnoticeable. And so that's on purpose, right? You want it to be annoying when you're distracted. So for example, right now, if it's on full screen, let's just say just for experiment purposes, just pull up your phone and kind of look at your phone in front of the laptop. You'll notice, the blinker is pretty noticeable. And when you're like in this flow state where you're reading the text and you're trying to concentrate on the body of the content in the middle of your laptop, within 5-10 seconds, it just becomes invisible. And so that's by design, right? So it's just a constant reminder for you to kind of say, hey, you're supposed to be looking at here, for this 42 minutes that's left. Don't get distracted. And so, ADD largely is, obviously it's a physiological level problem on neurotransmitter level. And so, but also additionally, you can't ignore the discipline aspect of it too. And so what this does is just basically makes the discipline part of it a little bit easier for you. Let's say imagine, let me just disengage it real quick. So another hotkey pressed, you could pause it, the timer's still there. You turn it off if you want. But, if you're reading a body of text now without it, you'll notice that it's actually much easier to kind of get distracted, because it's just a text in front of you. And it's just kind of easier to just pick up your phone and say, hey, let me just do something, and without something constantly pestering you to get back to work, And so it's kind of like it's annoying on purpose, right? And so that's what I've built. Obviously, I'm looking for some feedback there. I would love to share this with you. I'm gonna spend, actually, it's not perfect yet. It's about 50% there. And so I do want to do a little bit more work before I share with you, if you don't mind. I need about maybe 50 to 100 more hours to kind of button it up a little bit, get it working for, just testing out different bugs, getting a little bit things more customizable and such before I release it. I've shared this with a couple friends already, non-technical friends. And so I'll shared it with technical friends who know how to use this, but I want to build it in a way that, where, non-technical people could pretty much use it without having to know and install NPM and such. So I do want to get it working well first. We'd love to share this with you, actually, and get some feedback there. So, if I'm going to spend another 50, 100 hours, if you don't mind, just sending me a couple bucks for coffee or something, like 20 bucks or something, I'm going to be putting it out, before the end of the month. I'm going to put it on the App Store. And, whatever feedback items that you have for me, send them my way. You have my email. And so all those features I'm going to be building in there, they're going to be for us. Just to help us get focused. But the more important thing is, I do want to mention, it takes time, right? So it's not like a thing that will cure you of ADD, but certainly has made things a lot easier, significantly easier. And it's noticeably more productive for me using this app on than without it. And so, again, you have this body of text in front of you. It's just kind of easy to get distracted. But it takes 3 weeks, right? It takes 3 weeks to build a habit. And, it's not like a, hey, I use it one day thing and then it's supposed to solve my problem. You do have to kind of work your way up to building these muscles, this self-discipline muscle, to be able to kind of focus. And so it takes typically on average 3 weeks to build a habit. And so, if you're going to use it, try for 3-4 weeks. See how you feel. If you use it once or twice a day, even 3 times a day, you've gotten more work done in those, let's say presumably 3 hours than you would in a typical 3 hours without something like this. So it's there to pester you on purpose. It's supposed to be annoying, but anything, any sort of thing to help you get more productive is a win for us. So thank you for taking the time. I'm going to send you this demo really quickly. Again, I'm going to leave my Venmo, Cash App, or Zelle around if you want to donate. Don't feel pressure to, but I'm going to send it to you first. Whenever it's ready, it should be out before the end of the month. I do want to button it up before I send you, but this is the demo. So thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for reaching out. I'll take all your feedback items into consideration, and I'll actually build out some of those features. Always looking for people who have the same problems as I do. Really talk about the things that we struggle with. So again, thanks.